with a WWE star called out for stealing a Hall of Famer's look and more. This is Wrestling Hub. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. On his Extreme Life podcast, Matt Hardy made a comparison between The Undertaker and Orange Cassidy, saying, "Orange Cassidy is tremendous. He's at the top of the list when it comes to performers in AEW. He's out there playing a character that is not easy to do, but he's very committed to the gig. I can tell you how much I respect someone who does that because I did that as broken Matt Hardy. The thing that attracts him to so many fans is the persona. It's the whole Orange Cassidy shtick. He's one of the best wrestlers in the industry right now. He has great confidence in knowing what he needs to do to make the character excel, grow, and connect with people. In some ways, Orange Cassidy to AEW President Tony Khan at this stage right now reminds me of the relationship between Vince McMahon and The Undertaker. Taker was like Vince's go-to guy, a guy that Vince knew could go out and get the job done. On top of that, those guys were both great wrestlers but played outlandish and over-the-top gimmicks. There's a crazy similarity there. Following his tag team match at the New Japan Dominion event, Jon Moxley said this about his absence from the promotion and returning at a later date. "A couple kids, a couple trips to rehab later, here we are. Every single time I come back to Japan, I will give you the absolute best, just like Claudio will, just like Shooter will. I am so glad to be back in Japan. This is a place where fighting spirit is revered. This is a place where fighting spirit pays off in the ring, in that magical moment where blood and sweat and will and guts and all that mixes into one. It's the greatest drug in the world. I love that F yeah. We'll wrestle again. I got plans. I got a resident card now. I know Okada has been with the visa thing and trying to get our stopped up, but I got the card now. I'll come back whenever the F I want. Thank you, Japan." Announcing a deal with Twitch, WWE released this statement. "Official Monday Night Raw sidecast on Twitch launches today. WWE today announced a multi-year partnership with Twitch that will see the return of the official WWE channel and popular WWE Superstar channels featuring live and exclusive content. In addition to the launch of the channel, WWE will debut today a companion sidecast to Monday Night Raw, bringing the WWE universe behind the scenes and closer to the in-ring action. The weekly viewing experience will be led by a rotating cast of hosts and will regularly feature appearances by WWE superstars, unique and exclusive content such as backstage interviews, and more. Viewers can stream the sidecast live every Monday beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern via twitch.tv/WWE or the Twitch app. Additionally, the official WWE channel will be home to other live productions and will serve as an alternate live streaming feed for all of WWE's premium live event press conferences. When it comes to an update on Ring of Honor, Sean Ross Sapp reported that recently Stokely Hathaway posted an ominous video of him in Tony Khan's office, replacing the photos and memorabilia in the room with things near and dear to his heart. When we poked around about the video, we were told that Stokely has been pushing for a new role that looks like it will be taking shape shortly. He was introduced as one of the board of directors at the ROH tapings. Jerry Lynn will serve as the babyface authority figure, while Stokely is a heel. This is only in kayfabe, and Tony Khan is continuing all of his duties, including the booking. Tony Khan has not reduced any of his responsibilities with the brand. It was also noted that the outlet wasn't sure what that means for Stokely immediately in All Elite Wrestling, but the Firm as a stable was originally set to wrap up with the Firm deletion match. mentioning Bryan Danielson's role in AEW creative. Ringside News wrote that during Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer said that Bryan Danielson is a key member of AEW's creative team. After all, Danielson once held down a spot on the SmackDown creative team as well. It was noted that Tony Khan and Bryan Danielson's thought process is very similar when it comes to wrestling. They have a lot of ideas that they bounce off each other. They also love bouncing ideas off each other. It was also noted that the AEW Collision show is the result of Tony Khan and Bryan Danielson bouncing those ideas around. These are ideas like championship nights and other special things to draw attention. With AJ Styles' appearance on Raw this week said to be a last-second creative decision, Jim Cornette had this to say about it on his Drive-Thru podcast. Wait a minute, there's the matter of the draft and the fact that AJ Styles is not supposed to be here. When they come back and Adam Pearce and he says, yes sir, and he okays the tag team match for later even though AJ is on SmackDown and he can't be on Raw. And by yes sir, one would think, because we've also heard it reported, that it was a Vince McMahon call. So Vince called him and said put AJ on the show and blew up their draft in 2 weeks. Recalling an injury he sustained during a match between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, Earl Hebner told Road Trip After Hours, "Listen, we were at the warehouse and we practiced that damn thing over and over. Hogan picked me up and he was like going to hand me to them, right? When he picked me up and started running, in my mind I'm going, this ain't the program, this ain't what the hell we've been over. And brother, he launched me and the only people that could have caught me would have been the people in the 10th row. DiBiase, Virgil, and Andre were supposed to catch me, but he was supposed to throw me to them. Brother, I thought I was going into space. And then when I hit the floor, I crushed my rotator cuff in my shoulder. But I was so excited I didn't realize how bad I was hurt right then." Talking about Dominik Mysterio on the Battleground podcast, fellow Judgment Day member Rhea Ripley said, yeah, he's definitely getting a massive reaction from the WWE Universe and it's quite entertaining. Every week it seems to get louder and louder. So in no time, seeing how far he's grown in the last 6 months, seeing his confidence completely grow and just blossom into the superstar that you see today, he's definitely going to have some championship gold around his waist sometime soon. I believe it. He believes it, and so do Finn and Damian. When it comes to a trilogy bout between Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar, it was said that Ringside News exclusively reported that Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes are not finished with each other yet. That is very apparent, but fans will have to wait a bit to see them throw down again. Dave Meltzer confirmed during Wrestling Observer Radio that Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes are set to collide once again at SummerSlam. The type of match they will have is not confirmed. There was talk that a dog collar match was rejected by a top WWE superstar. It's very likely that had something to do with this feud, and obviously, Cody Rhodes wouldn't turn down a dog collar match at all. With him set to make his return to AEW to be a part of the new Collision show, Andrade took to Instagram to reveal that he will be returning to the ring for an independent wrestling event on the 15th, 2 days prior to the debut episode of Collision. With Lacey Evans debuting a new look on SmackDown, she would be called out by the daughter of WWE Hall of Famer Sergeant Slaughter, who wrote on Twitter, "No, this is not okay. WWE, who does Lacey Evans think she is? There's only one Sergeant Slaughter, there's only one Slaughter daughter, and she's just a poser." Lacey responded, "Your daddy's biggest fan, a United States Marine, and a bad MFer. You know who I am and where to find me." Sergeant Slaughter then wrote, "Look out, Lacey, you've got my daughter pissed. She's one tough MFer. I know Jarhead, I trained her, and like me, she takes no prisoners. There's only 2 ways out of Camp Slaughter, on your feet or in a ditty bag, an itty bitty ditty bag." Evans replied, "Between your hips and her ability, the chances of anyone in your bloodline to put me in a bag is 0. When you birth someone who could carry your legacy or take me out, call me. Until then, salute me, like the real Marine I am." WrestleVotes would also note, adding to the Lacey Evans, Sergeant Slaughter Slaughter story, back in January, WWE asked Sarge to appear in the Lacey Return vignettes, where he would teach and pass down the Cobra Clutch. Slaughter adamantly denied any involvement. Speaking of Lacey Evans, Ringside News gave an update on her run in WWE, noting that during Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that Lacey Evans is still not getting a push in WWE despite her television return. It seems that she will be a heel on the lower end of the totem pole. Attempting to give an update for Bray Wyatt, a fan tweeted, "Breaking: WWE creative team has reportedly come to terms with Bray Wyatt about a new storyline. Although Bray is said to be not fully satisfied with the outcome, both parts have agreed to trying to make it work. Bray Wyatt is now expected to return on WWE television anytime." WWE insider BWE replied, "Let's debunk your then MR sources. This is complete BS. His storyline was scrapped the moment he felt he wasn't in it for Mania. There is no other story than the one agreed on post-Mania. He's coming back, but not pampered like you hinted." Staying on the topic of Bray Wyatt, Dutch Mantel had this to say about him on his Storytime podcast. "The Fiend, I don't even know if he was a heel or a babyface. It was according to what his opponent was, I guess, but I never saw the purpose of him. He never drew any money. Now he may sell some merchandise, but if he was going to sell merchandise, let's keep him down on your card and don't try to push him into your main event, because I don't think he's going to sell any tickets." And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.